What's up, guys? It's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to go into the full slate of tonight's NBA games. Uh, most we're gonna have a lot of games today because, as you can see, yeah, Thursday they do the doubleheader, Tuesday they do the doubleheader. As far as college football, we have a game or two I liked for Thursday, but not much. So I figured we're gonna play basically the entire schedule. Not to mention, I do like these games. We've been doing well at the NBA, so it's going to be pretty simple. Basically, these are all going to be one unit leg ones, so nothing crazy. So it should be easy to remember. So anyway, first off, I like the Hornets again. I went into this before. Them and the Wizards are the two teams I'm looking out for in the East. I think they're going to, as far as teams that had no chance, that I think can definitely make the play-in. So I think more people are still going to be on the Nets looking at the two teams. I do think MJ leaving was symbolic. So to me, I like the Hornets here for the cover. Pacers, I like them to cover. Again, they're giving me vibes that the Kings gave me last year, where I kept thinking that they were pretenders, and then certain players like Fox just started balling and becoming better than they were. They were already good, obviously. Sabonis, they were good players, but they just hit another stratosphere, and I'm noticing that with a lot of the Pacers guys. And notably, again, I think they're going to do it with Mather and Halliburton. So I like the Pacers for the cover. The Celtics Wizards, again, I like the Wizards for the cover. I just think they might want to establish the Celtics as this really unstoppable force. That way, everybody isn't piling money. Because, again, Vegas does like to get money spread out at least and have it where they can obviously optimize their value. So right now, everyone's going to be on the Bucks, I feel like. So the Celtics might be the team that starts off the season looking stronger. If the Eagles did it 2 years in a row, they had the best record for the longest time. I think the Celtics were the last team. I know the Nuggets finished better, but I think the Celtics were the last team to lose last year. So we might see that again, but I still like the Wizards for the cover. I think they want to make JP look pretty good. Wolves, Hawks, I like the Wolves for the cover. The Hawks just coming off a very impressive win against the Bucks, and they're at home. So it's a little confusing as to why the Bucks are getting, or I'm sorry, the Wolves are getting to. I would think giving to. I would think if anything, the Wolves should be getting to here. So I think it's a pretty weird line. I like Minnesota -2. Blazers, Raptors. I like the Blazers to cover the 9. I was gonna say outright win, to be honest, because Shadon Sharp is a guy that eventually they're going to show him off. And I think, actually, they got, he might be Canadian too. So they're playing in Toronto. So it wouldn't hurt taking them for the win. I'm taking the cover. I'm sticking to all covers just for simplicity purposes and because on a lot of these, I feel like they definitely, of all these matchups, there might be more money on the Blazers than the Raptors of the upsets because you're getting a pretty good payout if the Blazers win. And the Raptors aren't a great team anymore. So I like the Blazers for the cover. And like I said, definitely worth playing on the money line if you like it. Personally, I'm just sticking with spreads though. Mavs, Grizzlies, I'm going with the Grizzlies to cover. Well, to win. I'm taking them to win because we were getting plus odds. Again, Luka always seems to sell when he's like games that he should not. And against a jawless Grizzlies team, I think this line doesn't make much sense. They're 0-3, and it's basically a pick 'em. So I find that interesting. I think Dallas should be bigger favorites. So I like the Grizzlies to win. Heat Bucks, I like the Heat to cover. The Hawks, the Bucks just got beat pretty bad, and you would think they might bounce back and destroy the Heat. But I have a feeling, I'm pretty sure they got their guys back, the Heat. I have a feeling they're going to come out, and here's a perfect spot to make the Heat look like contenders again, so people actually believe they might have a shot. Again, you have to keep it where it looks like everybody has a chance. So you got the Sixers looking strong. To me, it makes sense that the Heat make this cover. They could even upset them. They can talk about the Bucks. They won one, lost 2 in a row. Already start talking about trouble in paradise. I can already see that. So I like the Heat cover. Here I like the Pelicans cover because they brought up this story. They were asking Dre when he was, quote, injured. Again, he was sitting on the side looking like he was about to go to the club. He looked healthy as a horse, but he was, quote, injured. And they were talking about how the team is the smallest team in the NBA, and do they think that'll pose a problem? And he basically said no because I'm Draymond Green. Now, I think Draymond Green's about to get posterized a few times because if you look at Zion this year, they're doing the same thing that they're doing with Luka and a lot of other guys. They're pushing Zion differently, and they're making him a menace. Again, Luka, SGA, Zion, Tatum. I've seen people mention Book. I've seen people mention a few other guys. I'm trying to think of the other guys someone mentioned the other day. For MVP, I'm talking about. I think Luka's going to win it, but I also do think that Zion's going to be in that race along with SGA, and like I said, probably Tatum. Speaking of SGA, 6 points. I think because the Pistons they remind me, again, they're another team that might get, again, out of the 15 teams, 10 make the playoff or play, and 66%, 66.6. I'm sure that's not a coincidence, right? But I do think that they want to keep as many teams close as they can. And while, again, I think the Thunder are going to do a lot better than last year, this seems like the type of game to fade them on. Again, they did just get beat pretty bad, so they could definitely win. But I'll take the 6 points with the Pistons. I think they'll cover that 6. Jazz, Nuggets. I do like the Nuggets for the cover. I think they're going to keep the Nuggets looking really strong. Again, it's going to be who can dethrone the champs, and the champs have to look strong. Jazz, they just beat the Clippers, and no, that doesn't mean everything, but in the public's eye, they do remember these types of things, and in my opinion, it makes them question, and when they see something like this, I think more people would be on the Jazz, even in Denver. So, I like the Nuggets for the cover, and finally, in this ridiculous line that can only be scripted by Disney, we have their mascot team, the Magic, playing the Lakers. I like the Magic to cover. I'm taking the cover because this game, I think it screams backdoor cover, to be honest. The Magic could definitely win it because people are going to be piling on the Lakers' money. I'm sure players are out. Even when I look at the injury reports, they're full of crap. So, I'm sure LeBron's out. I'm sure different guys are out. But even still, the Lakers supposedly added depth. Yeah, so if these guys are game time decisions, this line, and this was the line last night, meaning they supposedly don't know if James is playing or not, but this 3-point line hasn't budged. And those are the things that really make me believe that, there's just no way around it. They obviously scripted everything because there's no other way the line would have stayed the exact same. They know if LeBron's playing. I went into this before for a little bit. This is why they started this load management nonsense. It's just an easier way for them to have players not play a certain game, and then they can have the official ruling look like they did everything by protocol, when really they're just finding ways to screw the public. I have a feeling he's not going to play. I don't. So if he is, I still don't like them to win because the 3-point line makes no sense. The Magic improved it a little bit, but I mean, again, if you look at who the Lakers have played this year, they were 5-point favorites against the Warriors. Against the Suns. Now, the Suns didn't have Book and Durant, but even without them, they're still better, in my opinion. They still have a much better looking squad than the Magic. Again, they had Durant. They didn't have Beal. It was Book and Beal, so they still had Durant. So to me, the Suns with Durant is better than the Magic. And yes, this is like the third time this year the Lakers have had a weird line. So this is my favorite play. Actually, of all of them, I know that I said they're all leg ones for one unit. So what we're going to do is for the Lakers, it's just going to be a leg 2 for 2 units. So just plug that right in if you're tailing, of course. My Monday night game, the Lions, I went into as a leg 2. I plugged it in personally for my Steelers loss. I'm going to plug this one in for my Niners loss. So, again, it doesn't matter which one you plug it in for. You can plug it in for an earlier NBA game. Say we don't get the Hornets. Leg 1, leg 2 is going to be the Lakers. So the only difference with the Lakers, and again, we're fading them. So we're taking the Magic to cover the 3. I'm taking the 3 because I could see some kind of nonsensical 104 to 102 game where the Lakers eke it out. I could see that too. So I do like the Magic to cover the 3. So everyone's a cover except the underdog, which is the only one we have is the Grizzlies here winning, which is basically going to be an even odds. A little slightly better, but basically even odds. And they're all going to be for 1 unit, leg 1, with the only leg 2 being the Magic to cover those 3 points. I think that Lakers game is a complete joke. I think the line makes no sense. I could see if these guys were all out, but the fact that they're game time, supposedly, tells me that A, they're not playing. And again, this was last night too, so it's not like they've recently found out that they're game time and changed the line to 3. Like they just found out, oh no, they're not playing. This was the line ever since they opened. It opened at 3 and it stayed there the whole time. So I'm guessing they know something. I'm guessing they know LeBron's not playing. And again, supposedly they have a pretty deep bench, so it still makes no sense to me at home to only be a 3-point favorite. So yeah, I think we'll have a good night. We've had a good start to the season. Hopefully it continues. Like I said, it's a small sample size, but we've done, I'd say, better than well with basketball so far. And hopefully we get the Lions cover as well. But yeah, so we got a ton of plays tonight, and hopefully we do, like I said, hopefully obviously the Lakers is going to be our biggest play, though the Magic cover and the Lakers. But no crazy plays. I'm not going for any crazy upsets. Again, Blazers look appealing. Heat look appealing. I could see them happening. Of course, Magic look appealing. But I'm just sticking with all spreads for these. So, take care, everybody, and happy earnings.